Hi there, fellow business owners or interested business owners. If you're just checking out to see what you have to do, these are some of the videos that can help you along your way. One of the things today, I have a big pet peeve about debit cards, business debit cards. Cash has gone along to the wayside for most of us. I get that. I very rarely have cash myself, but I caution every business owner I consult with about using a debit card on their business account versus a credit card for business, or getting a personal credit card and only using that specific card for business expenses and paying it from the business account. You can do that. Don't anybody tell you you can't. You can, but don't commingle. Don't use it for both. Use it for one. Use it for the business. So here's why it scares me to know that a business only has a debit card. There's a lot of hackers out there. You go to the gas station, you put your card in the pump outside. You know what? That is wirelessly transmitted to the inside of that building. This town that I'm in, the biggest gas station in town has the least secure network, and most of us around here have had our credit cards and our debit cards hacked by somebody sitting in that parking lot intercepting that information going into the building from those card readers. And it happens everywhere. It's not just here. It happens everywhere. So what happens when you use a debit card and it gets hacked? What happens when they walk by you in the store and you don't have an RFID blocker on your card in a sleeve or in your wallet, so that they can walk by with a bag that has that scanner in it, and they walk by and they scan every one of your cards as they walk by you? What happens? They have all your information. They have all your bank account. They have every credit card or debit card number in your wallet. They may even be able to scam information from the strip on your driver's license. I'm not sure how that works exactly, but I know that they can wipe you out in minutes. What happens to your business? Most of us are small enough that if somebody scammed us for several hundred to a few $1,000s, it would put the brakes on our business. What happens if you only have a debit card, you have no credit card, or you don't use the credit card, and somebody scams your account, and you have $25,000 in there, and they can wipe that out in an hour? It's gone. The bank, before the bank can even realize it's scamming, they're gone. What happens to your business? Your cash is gone. What happens? You got nothing unless you got a personal bank reserve or a nice hefty line of credit you haven't used. Your business is on hold until you get the bank to straighten it out. Right? That's the problem. That's the exact problem with debit cards. I advise all of my business clients, yes, you need a debit card. First of all, we're doing your accounting setup. You have to have a debit card just to be able to program into the accounting software so that you can collect payments from your customers or clients on your bank account through the accounting software. So we send them out an invoice, they can click pay here and they pay in. Yeah, you gotta have a debit card to have that feature work. So you get the debit card, you leave it in the office locked up. You can use it for subscriptions, pay for your garbage, pay for your light bill, pay for internet, pay for your cell phone. I don't care. Use that, but don't carry it around. Don't take it out in public. Get a credit card of some sort. I don't care if you have to go get a prepaid. Use a prepaid if that's what you have to do. If they scam that card, I know with the prepaid you can't get it back, but it's better than losing all the money in your business bank account. If they scam the credit card, they shut the credit card down. You can still go to the bank and touch your cash and get by until 3 days later when they get you a new card, because they're going to overnight you a card, right? You're going to get it 3, maybe 5 days at the most. You can usually, if you're good with your money, you can hang out for a few days by drawing some cash out of the bank and filling up your car if that's what you got to do, or buying supplies at the store. You'll be fine. And they'll figure it out. They'll issue you a new card. You're good to go. You don't have all your money swiped out. If you're just using a debit card, your business is closed essentially until the bank figures it out. And sometimes it's not done in a day. Sometimes it's 10 days. It happened to me before I started my business. It happened to me when I was doing payroll for a school and doing 300 or 400 paychecks every other week. I used my debit card at the gas station right next door to the state police post, and within 2 hours they had wiped out my entire bank account. And I had gone out of town. I had filled up my tank to go out of town. I got downstate and I get these calls from a state 800 number. Well, I was at the hospital dealing with something else, so I didn't answer right away. And I finally answered, and they were exaggerant that I verified who I was because they were from the fraud department and they had a problem with my bank account. I went, okay, what's going on? So they tell me, and I go, no, I didn't do any of that. Well, I'm out of town and that bank doesn't have a branch down there. So thankfully, I had a credit card with me and I had some cash with me. Had I known that was going on earlier, I wouldn't have used my cash for lunch. I'd held on to it to get me home. I'd have used the credit card to buy my lunch so that I had cash to go home. It worked out either way, but I would have thought it through a little differently. They didn't clear up my bank for 10 days. 10 business days. Not just 10 days, but 10 business days. So to us business owners, that's 2 weeks. Can you function for 2 weeks without money? Most of us would say no. That's why you don't ever carry a business debit card in public. Don't. Just don't. I highly, highly urge you never to do that. Use it for what you have to do. Use it for your subscriptions. Use it for the recurring utilities. If you need to use it to pay your rent on the building, go ahead and do that. But don't carry it in public. Don't take it out in public. And be careful using it for internet purchases. Same thing can happen. They can scam you on some of those sites. eBay is one of the worst that I've seen. There's constant scamming going on there. So just be very cautious. A debit card is a dangerous thing for a business to use in public. It's a dangerous thing to rely on as your sole way of paying for things. Get a credit card of some sort, like I said. And if you want some suggestions from me, here's my top 3. American Express works really good with new businesses. Bank of America works really, really good with new businesses. And so does Chase. Chase Inc. has some great programs for startups and new businesses. So get a hold of one of them. Go to your local credit union. Somebody, like I said, worst case scenario, 2 things. Get one in your personal name. Even if it has a small limit, you just pay it off every week. That's what you'll have to do. But you won't be wasting your cash or having it heavily exposed. Get a prepaid. That would be my last resort. I wouldn't want to do that because if somebody scammed that one, you're out. You can't recourse that. There is no one to go after for that. At least not that I'm aware of. That would be a new change. There used to be, if you lost the cash prepaid card, you were out. If somebody scammed you, you were out because it's just like cash. If it's gone, it's gone. So beware and think it through before you strictly decide to use a debit card. And like we always try to tell our kids when they're growing up, don't think it can't be you, because it can.